My name is Diamond Canada, and I'll be talking about the cytoplasm and capsules of the prokaryotic cells, going from the outermost to innermost structures. So the outermost structure is the capsule, which is the protective covering of the prokaryotic cell. It's composed of mostly polysaccharides and helps it to navigate within the environment, in addition to providing some protection, which is commonly seen in bacterial cells, as the capsule of the bacterial cells help to protect it from the immune system of their hosts. Okay. Found within the plasma membrane is the cytoplasm, which contains everything of the prokaryotic cells, with the exception of plasma-bound membranes. It's composed of a gel-like substance called cytosol, which is composed of mostly proteins, water, and enzymes. The cytoplasm helps to maintain an optimal environment for the organelles to be housed in and provide support to the cell wall while assisting in transportation of molecules and the transduction of signals within the cell.
Good afternoon. My name is Tyler Miller, and today I will be elaborating on some key components of the prokaryotic cell structure. On our diagram here, we have numbers that label the different key components. Today, I will be talking about two of these components. Our first one, if we take a look down at number 2, here we have the cell wall, which we most likely are familiar with. The definition that comes up in our head a lot, and the simplest explanation of this layer, would be that it gives the cell its shape, and that's true. But it's also some other benefits that go into the cell wall. It provides the structural framework that supports the plant growth. And also, it is the first line of defense mechanism when the cell is under attack. All prokaryotic cells possess a cell wall, and some are in eukaryotic cells as well. Next, we transition down to the bottom of our diagram, and we take a look towards number 7. These kind of look like wedding rings. Well, they're called plasmids. These plasmids, which are the extra chromosomal double-stranded DNA. A big advantage of these smaller circular DNA molecules is that they are responsible not only for killing other organisms, but also providing defense mechanism for the host. All prokaryotic cells have plasmids, and some are found in eukaryotic cells as well. They have over thousands of DNA pairs and even more base pairs.
My name is Michael King. I am in Group 5, and me and my group members, today we'll be talking about the prokaryotic cell. We also have made a diagram that I have right in front of me that has all the key components of the prokaryotic cell, and it's also labeled from 1 to 9, and I'll be talking about 2 of these main components for the prokaryotic cell, the ribosome and the fibria. And the first component I will be talking about today are the ribosomes. And the function of the ribosome is in any cell is really to just produce proteins, because protein is an essential function in all cells, and ribosomes, they are particularly found in every type of multicellular organism as well as bacteria. And the next key component I will be talking about today is the fibria. And the fibria can only be seen with an electron microscope, real small. And it can either be straight or it can either be flexible. And the fibria, it also attaches to bacteria to help with infection. And a cell could be covered up with as many as 1,000 fibria. And the fibria also relates to the pili. They are really similar. They do have their differences though, but that's the main thing about that. So that's my take on the prokaryotic cell.
Hello, my name is Brandon McLean. I am a junior in chemical engineering and physics double major, and I'll be talking about the flagellum, the nucleoid, and the plasma cell membrane, all components of a prokaryotic cell. So the flagellum is a long, slender, whip-like cellular structure used to help the cell move. The rotary motor embedded in the bacterial cell membrane, also called the basal body, it rotates, connected to a universal joint called the hook, causing the prokaryote's flagellum to spin, creating forward movement by a corkscrew-shaped filament, which is the majority of that long tail that you see. A prokaryote can have one or several flagella localized to one pole of the cell or spread out around the cell. You can see the multiple arrangements of the flagella here on a prokaryote. The flagellums actually act also as sensory organs to detect temperature and pH changes. So next I'll be talking about the nucleoid. The nucleoid contains a single chromosome with a prokaryotic cell. Yes, that is one singular chromosome. The prokaryotic cell has a non-membrane enclosed region called the nucleoid holding a chromosome as opposed to the chromosomes of DNA and histone proteins enclosed within the membrane of a nucleus in a eukaryotic cell. The prokaryote in Greek actually translates to before the nucleus, and eukaryote translates to true nucleus for these reasons. The chromosome of a nucleoid contains a single circular DNA molecule with something called nucleoid-associated proteins. That's also called NAPs, as opposed to the multiple chromosomes in a eukaryotic cell with DNA molecules wrapped around histone proteins. The DNA in a prokaryotic cell being folded into its singular circular chromosome form is facilitated by these NAPs. These NAPs are proteins in the nucleoid that can bind to the DNA molecule, introducing to it bends and folds, and they are also involved with processes such as DNA replication and transcription. Additionally, prokaryotes have one origin of replication, which is major, and this is actually because of their circular DNA on their circular chromosome, and it makes DNA replication a lot easier and also way more rapid than that in eukaryotic cells, which requires multiple replication forks and thus more time. Fun fact, actually, a prokaryotic cell can undergo DNA replication so rapidly that it can do it twice before the cell itself actually divides. Finally, I'll be talking about the plasma cell membrane. It's the layer surrounding the cytoplasm that regulates the entry and exit of substances. So just like eukaryotic cells, this plasma membrane consists of an amphipathic phospholipid bilayer with hydrophilic heads of the phospholipids facing outwards towards the water, hydrophilic meaning water-loving, and hydrophobic tails of the phospholipids facing inwards, hydrophobic meaning water-fearing. Also, just like eukaryotic cells, this plasma membrane is selectively permeable, using integral proteins for transport and allowing smaller nonpolar molecules to pass through more easily than others. The plasma membrane also possesses peripheral proteins that help with enzymatic activity, signal transduction, cell-to-cell recognition, intercellular joining, and attachment to the cytoskeleton and extracellular matrix, or the ECM. Cholesterol is also present just like in the eukaryotic cell plasma cell membrane. It's also present in the prokaryotic cell membrane to help with things like cell-to-cell recognition and also act as a fluidity buffer, mitigating the effects of the membrane being too saturated, meaning they're gonna stack on each other, being more solid, and that's common in response to low temperatures for these phospholipid bilayers, or too unsaturated, and that's going to be more fluidic, which is a common response to these phospholipid bilayers to high temperatures.